Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Friday, the 19th of July, 2024. A day that very much turned out to be very different from what originally had been expected. So if you weren't here today to see stuff live on stream, listen up, because you're going to be like, what? Oh, all right. So here's what happened today. First of all, and by the way, I'm not sure. I don't think this is center. I think it should be like that. First of all, we were trying out a new game on Game Pass called Kunitsu-Gami, which is a new game from Capcom. But the thing is, no one really knew what the game was because all the advertisement and stuff that had been for the game never really showed the gameplay. So you kind of stood there wondering, what will this game be? It looked like it was very Japanese centric, like the feudal period with cool, artistic design, samurai and magic and dancing, but demons, yokai coming through gates and everything. Like, so what is this? Is it like Neo? Well, it was on Game Pass, and I said, we need something new for the rotation. Let's try it out. Let's see what it is. It is a tower defense game. And it's not just a tower defense game. It's a pretty slow-paced, boring one. We played it for about an hour, and we basically beat the first stage, the first boss, and the second stage. And as we were playing it, we realized how incredibly simplistic this game is. All you do is you walk up and you save villagers by freeing them of corruption, which is holding B. Then you assign them to a job. At first, they can only be melee fighters, but then they could also be ranged, and that's as far as I got. You stop corruption in the town, which is also just holding B. That gives you enough orbs to then do things like recruit the troops. And then when you're done basically doing that basic stuff, you clear a path to the gate, and then enemies start coming in, and you fight them off. And they're incredibly repetitive. They come in wave after wave. First stage was all one type of enemy. Second stage was only two. Not much variation at all. The combat is incredibly simplistic. It's either like a bunch of regular attacks or a couple regular attacks and a finisher, and that's it for now. There are some special attacks you unlock, like a flame elemental attack that will stun an enemy. That's a bigger enemy. Or heal, that you can heal the people around you that you put down to help you with the tower defense, the villagers. But essentially, in an hour, we were all so bored. I'll tell you this, the graphics are outstanding and the music was very nice and calming, but outside of that, dude, that game was boring, all right? So basically, the way I see it is, it's not a very good game for someone like me who wants to entertain an audience. The audience was incredibly bored. For the first half hour, I was interested. The second half hour, I was also bored. And, I'm playing it, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with a tower defense game, except the formula or the format is outdated, and it doesn't feel like this game adds anything new besides, ooh, it's in Japan and you're fighting yokai demons. This easily could have been a mobile game. And I almost feel like maybe it was, but Capcom decided to ditch that idea and make it a full-fledged game, but then realized probably no one's going to buy it, so that's why they added it on Game Pass. I mean, it wasn't a bad attempt at something, but it's just not for me. So after playing it an hour, I was like, guys, what do you want to do? Because literally no one was talking about the game. Everyone was bored. There was insanely slow, low attendance, no contributions. I mean it, none. People were so bored, they're like, nah, I hope he does something else. So I said, what do you guys want? And people were like, well, you could do Elden Ring, but I'm like, nah, we're doing that tomorrow. I don't want to. What if I play it now and beat it, and the people who were scheduled to be here tomorrow are going to miss it? That's not right. They said, what about Fallout 4? I said, we could, but you're not going to get a lot of attendance for that again when people didn't know it was going to happen. So really the only impromptu thing to do was Street Fighter 6. So we had 2 hours, and ladies and gentlemen, I proceeded to have the 2 best hours of online ranked play that I've ever had in Master at Street Fighter 6 with M. Bison. I played very well. I was actually learning. I was beating the flowcharters. Like, really, I was beating the flowcharters pretty badly. Yeah, sometimes they would get lucky with their 50-50 guessing, but for the most part, I was winning almost every single set that we did. Like, no lie, like almost every single set was being completed, and I was like, wow, this is neat. So I was doing well, and then by the end of the stream, was 2 hours, I ended at the most rank points I've ever had. I think I'm like 16-11 or 16-19, 16 something. I don't know what. It's in the teens. I was like, wow, I'm in the 1600s. I'm firmly there. What a great stream. So, and by the way, my execution was getting better. My combos were getting better. Everything was getting much better. I was very pleased with how that stream went. Now, I already had a Friday Night Fight stream of Street Fighter 6 plan where I was going to do a casual lobby with my friend Brian, top tier rated. But it just so happened that Brian also said that he wanted to invite some of his other friends who he plays with to practice. I said, the more the merrier. I'm okay with it as long as they're okay knowing they're on a stream, you know? So we had 5 of us kind of go in between. Now, here's the thing. The first hour, I was doing pretty good. I played with Honda, Lily, and then Dalcine for like an hour. And I was basically playing almost nonstop. There was a few times when I would lose, and it was perfect because that gave me the opportunity to do shout outs and talk with the chat. And I'll tell you, that microphone that I have for PS5 is actually pretty good because it's just tap to mute. So I can tap and then they don't hear me, and I can talk directly with people here, interact, and then untap and go back to playing and talking with them. So it went really well in that regard. The problem was I was getting very tired because I'd already played Street Fighter hours earlier and I hadn't planned on that. And now doing it again, I actually got really exhausted for the second hour. So no lie, the whole second hour, I played awful. I know I did. I made mistake after mistake. Wrong. It wasn't like, oh, I'm dropping my move, I'm angry. It was like, dude, I was like a slug. I wasn't blocking. I wasn't doing the combos right. Like, I know combos. I played Blanca. I think I did 1 combo with Blanca in the entire time I used him. That, you know, I was like, wow, this is like terrible. Obviously, if I'm going to go into Street Fighter on one of these Friday Night Fight streams like this, I need to go in refreshed and not having played it earlier in the day because I was pooped, okay? So I'll say this. If you want to see great Bison ranked gameplay, watch my ranked gameplay from earlier today. It is really good. I think you'll enjoy it. If you want to see good casual play, watch the first half of tonight's lobby. But that second half, I played awfully. I know I did. So you're not going to see much impressive stuff. Like, I was excited to finally play with Bison, and I played horribly with Bison. Like, I was playing like shit. Like, oh my God, like, that's a shame because I played so much better earlier in the day, and then I just dropped everything, played like shit. And again, it's all on me. I'm not blaming anyone. It's totally on me. I knew I was making jokes with Brian. I was like, dude, I'm an old man. I'm a crotchety old man. I'm too tired. I can't play Street Fighter. So anyway, it was overall today 4+ hours. It was almost 5 hours of Street Fighter 6, and it was some great gameplay overall, and my highest ranked ever achieved in Street Fighter. And by the way, support was great. We had people supporting in every single way, and it was much appreciated because, again, yesterday I had 2 slow streams and I was very nervous, but this got me back full force. I was like, excellent, right? I was refreshed. It was good. Sad that the last hour sucked, but outside of that, it was a great stream, okay? So, check out the gameplay. And by the way, if you're all Street Fightered out, you're like, man, why'd you play so much today? I hope you're not going to play that much soon. You're right, I'm not. I'm actually, hold on. The wire is stuck. I'm actually not playing Street Fighter 6 again until Tuesday. So we're going to have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday removed from Street Fighter 6. You don't have to worry about Street Fighter Overload. We just played a lot. Now I'm taking a break from it, okay? So let's talk about that. Tomorrow, it's going to be Elden Ring Endgame. Again, I'm trying different builds to try to beat the final boss of Elden Ring. Likely, I'm going to try to actually fix my bleed build because I know my bleed build isn't completed. It's like half done. So we're going to try to do that. I might also do a parry build because someone recommended, they said, are you aware you can parry the final boss? And I was like, you can? Now, wait a minute. I already memorized like his whole first pattern. Maybe if I could just parry my way through it, it'd be really good. I don't know. So we might try that. So tomorrow I'm going to try new stuff, try to fix the bleed build, maybe try a parry build. I'm in no rush to beat the game. If we beat it, great. If not, just keep playing it. Okay? So, end game of Elden Ring tomorrow, and then tomorrow night, the actual conclusion of Riven Remake, because we're in the end. It's like the last 2 hours of the game, so we absolutely should beat that tomorrow night, okay? React Day, all day Sunday, which is DSP versus the Internet Clip Show on DSP Reacts, and then the late night stream of the conclusion of the Dark Souls 1 Retro React over on DSP Throwback. Monday, the return of Fallout 4, paired with some Stardew Valley, and so then Tuesday will be the day when I'm not sure what we're doing. Maybe we'll do more Elden Ring if I didn't beat it yet. If not, maybe we'll start something new. And Tuesday night, I will do Street Fighter as a late night stream. Okay? That's what we'll do. All right. Everyone, I want to say thank you for a great streaming day. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. I wish you the best. Have a good night. I'll see you all in the morning. Peace out. Have a good night.